Let's pick a new color. We'll go red. We've got some comments saying we should add flares, which I think is a good idea. 4 flares, that should be enough. And I don't know about a buzzer, but all of this is definitely open. I had thought maybe in here I could use a gauge, the big gauge. That would be easier to see than this one, and I wonder if I should put the buzzer over there actually. The thing with the buzzer is it's just real annoying. All the sounds are not good. We get a horn maybe, do a low. I don't know about a buzzer, that's going to be real annoying. But I could definitely hook up the depth to this. I'm just going to say 300. We don't really know how deep anywhere is. Lots of people say where the deepest is 300. I'm not sold on this, but it does mean I can put a button in there to replace the gauge. Oh, I should just put a player sensor in here, do you think? Player sensor for the light. Depth, -26. I guess that makes sense. What I might do then actually is I'll make this button pulse the flares and I'll put a player sensor on for the light to come on. I need to bring the player sensor in. This will actually work pretty well. So here where we have interior light, we just get rid of that and connect the player sensor. And then the button that was connected to interior light is this one. And I don't know how you do this, probably with a counter. I'm guessing this is what happens, right? Oh yeah, we start at 0 though and we max out at 4. I was thinking that if you could reload flares it would make sense to go around. So you'd go through the 4 channels and then come back to 0. But you can't reload it, so it doesn't matter. Should probably put a clamp on that then, and no resets don't matter. I don't know about this gauge. I think if there's that one there, it's like, it's the kind of thing that you don't need to know where you are exactly. Player sensor. Okay, we're going flare. So I'm going to hook up these flares. Flare 1, 2, 3, and 4. Basically, what happens in the logic, we're taking the button that was used for the light switch, and I think I need to change it to a push, which will mean it needs a pulse so that it doesn't just like count all the way up. So what's going to happen, it's going to detect the signal, pulse it briefly. We're going to count up 1, so we're starting at 0 hopefully. When it's counted to 1, it'll launch the first flare, count it to 2, second flare, third flare, fourth flare, so on, until all the flares are gone, and then you're out of flares, so it doesn't matter, and you would have to get a new escape pod for that to work. So on here, instead of interior light, we call this flare. Probably launch flare makes more sense. Launch flare. And this needs to be a push. I'm just going to always come back to working on the left side escape pod, and then when we're ready to go I will replace it over any other escape pods that get added. Now I don't actually have a plan. I guess I want to drive it. I want to see how it drives so that I know what needs to be fixed, which means I need to get rid of all these barrels and I need a propulsion method. So we're going to be, the Paladin will be fluid jet propelled, and I'm not sure if I should put the fluid jets up here. I think I should. They should be like central, because if the water is going to be here anyway, like that level, it doesn't matter if the fluid jets are slightly above the water as long as we're able to still suck in from below the water or underwater. Let's come back like 5 of these then I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cut all this out and this will be where the first fluid jets go. that is pretty good. So we have the rear propulsion installed, and now we need the forwards propulsion. This one's gonna be interesting. We need to stay within the width of it so that we don't really upset anything. And then as long as I can send a pipe back into here, it's fine. Do you think that's a good idea? It looks a lot worse now. That's actually kind of cool how that came out. Let me put some little fins on it. Maybe it needs big ones. Yeah, big ones. So we need the plus to be on the right. That's all backwards for the other side. It's also not correct either. I already saw there's a little mistake in here. So it has to flatten off on the end here, which you probably use a wedge, and that kind of helps curve it back in. Propulsion achieved. So it looks a lot cooler on the front than it does on the back. Now I need a way to feed that. For now, I'm just going to put 2 ports fairly central, and then I goofed. I didn't leave any space for the ports. That's actually a pretty big goof. I would have to cut this, put another thing in there, cut the fluid jets, move them back, bring this thing all the way back, move where this wedge appears, get rid of these little 1x1s, bring that all the way forwards, and then all of the wedges and pyramids also need to they need to get longer but not actually move, because the front ones, well, they could move. I kind of think there is something important about the placement of these fins taking up only just enough space. Okay, fixed, easy. And for this, the pipe will just go zigzag. I did want to put a door in here, which means the bottom is now going to be not flat. I mean, it was never going to be flat, I guess. No. Oh no. Come up here. Go up the wall. Yes! Yes! Okay, perfect. So all three of these are water inlet. Okay, we have water going into the front jets. And for the back it should be a lot easier because they're like right pretty close to where they need to go. Water is connected, so now I need power. Let's just use some motors for now. Yeah, these motors won't be here in the final version, so don't worry about that. We'll just chuck a seat in for now, but I think what I'll do eventually, we'll have two seats like that. It'll be like driver and co-driver or something. And then I think it would be good to put little stations along the sides. And then put all like the computers and sonars and stuff in. So like try and separate each role so it's not just the driver can do everything. I get the feeling that I'm going to have to invert the front so that it doesn't end up strafing. So we've got deflect A is left, deflect B is the right. And then for the front set, I think deflect A has got to be the right. So like it's actually connecting into deflect B. It's very buoyant. Maybe too buoyant. Let's see. Will it go? Yeah, the big stream of fluid jet is kind of not cool. This one on the left looks like it's having a stroke. It's not really doing anything. Yeah, something's wrong with that one on the rear left. Pipe, 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 pipe. A bit of pipe, pipe, pipe. Fluid port. Motor. Oh, it's not connected. I wonder how fast this can go because since it's like a submarine, it's pushing through the water. It's not riding on the surface or anything. Well, here's a tsunami. I think we'll just go through the tsunami. Oh man. Okay, so now we have an important decision to make. Do we care about, like, is it okay if I use a glitched engine for this? Because I'm mostly certain that if I use a infinity generating engine, then it will be able to fly. But then there's like no point in having fuel or anything. I know that the fluid jets are good where they are. They work, I can steer, and if I can figure it out, I will be able to use them as pitch control and possibly even depth control. Most likely depth control. If I can get neutrally buoyant, then I can control the pitch up and down, and I can just use them to maneuver the whole thing in any direction. It's a lot of complicated logic that I have no idea how to do, but it's technically possible. So yeah, I guess what's next? People have asked about torpedoes, and I need weapons, so torpedoes. How big is a torpedo? Is it still 3x3? Okay, it looks like we need at least 3x3 in terms of like a hole. and then I don't know what kind of length. So where do I put torpedoes? Torpedo. They could be down here actually. Like this is, so from here onwards I guess I'll use 4 or something. And then in here is, yeah, this is like definitely a room. Or maybe crew quarters or something. And that can come all the way back to where this wall is. Do you think I can put like a stairway in here? That'd be kind of cool. And then this spot in here is like potential for equipment or access to something else. And so yeah, I'll use this space in here for like a crew quarters or something. I'm not sure if I should put rails down to that. There's rails on the other staircase though. I'm gonna go with a, what's that? 5x5 hinged door. Yep. Oh, do I need to push it in one though to get the space door? So it can open into this space. Yep. Space door. And then above the space door, this bit of the tube needs to like come out and then go up. I'm not sure if I'm gonna bonk my head on that or if this wall is going to be fine. Trial and error, I guess. So this is a 2 and then a 4. And then on the outside, you can definitely put a window. Big window? No, small window. And then get rid of that. So I'm looking for a place to put a torpedo. That looks very strange. It might just look strange because it's in red. I can hide it later as well. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's so cool. So this is your crew quarters. That's so easy to get in and out of. What's this? 6. Let's say this crew is roughly 8 people. So we need sleeping for 8 people. So each side of the boat can have 4 beds, which should be doable in this space. And then the captain still has their own room. So that's all good. Very happy, very happy. And so somewhere down here, oh, that's perfect actually. So we've got engine room in here, right? This is just, we've got pistons and condensers. And then I'm thinking on the side, we'll have the nuclear rods, which means this section going forwards is all free. Typically, how do you load a torpedo? So in the middle, below there is where the moon pool door opens. But then this section is just nothing. I'm trying to think, like, how long is a torpedo? I need to get a torpedo. So this is one of Seb's torpedoes. I guess this is supposed to be like lowered in or something. Lowered in off a crane? I don't know. So that's a 3x3. So how, alright, can I load it in through the top here, do you think? But then where's the tube? Where does it come out? Unless it goes down and then out. How heavy is it? Because if you drop it, is it going to drop away or does it really need to be chucked out? Does it need to be ejected? He's got no tracks or anything on it. What if I build a tube, right? So like from here, if you're standing in here, how high is this? 8. I think we were going with 9, weren't we, for the floor? Yeah, all the floors are 9, which means that there's just going to be a short area here. Any extra space will just be used for ballast or something, but don't worry too much about that. Okay, so my plan here is that I'm going to have a way to load torpedoes in through the roof. It's the kind of thing like you're probably just going to spawn with a bunch of torpedoes and then never need them, or like never want to reload them. But if I can cut out a spot here so you can lower them down, does that make sense? Do people reload torpedoes? Okay, I'm very confused about these torpedoes. Let's make a prototype torpedo real quick. Or actually, let's just use Seb's. This one. This is the torpedo. He's obviously using a hard point. Do you think there's a torpedo in the weapons pack? These things kind of look like torpedoes. They have fins. They must be like fuel tanks or something. Oh, here's a torpedo. So they're all hard points. They must be launched from the sides of a ship or something. Tracks? Any tracks or grippers? No tracks, no grippers. Is any of this? It's all microcontrollers. Oh, there is a track. This one's got a track on it. And it's in the right kind of place that you would run it through a gripper, and then it would hopefully be clear of everything by the time it leaves. Okay, we're going to take this torpedo. I'm going to base everything off this torpedo. So at the very least, you just have to reload this particular torpedo over and over again. Okay, so how do you get it in here in the first place? See, I'm thinking if there was a door on top, you could use the hard point to lower it down. Then once it's been lowered in, you can sit it on this gripper thing, which is too long or too short. What if I shoot them off forwards? We could just have a very, very long torpedo tube. So you load it up to here, and then it runs and comes way out up front. That's got to be how it's done, right? And this would allow you to bring it down to here, place it on a temporary track, push it forwards maybe. Man, do you think, what if you could push them all into here, and then there's like a thing that automatically brings them out? I can see that working. Okay. I can see clear. Yeah. This makes heaps of sense, eh? I need enough space to build a custom door. I think I should cut into the side of the escape pod, because I need somewhere for the door to actually open, right? So it's got to have at least one block of space beside it. Then that is 1, 2, 3. So that gives you like, I need to go further forwards. I want at least one block of clearance on every side. I might use some weight blocks to get the little grey rivety thing. Ooh, oh yeah, I can do like a row, and it looks like a row of rivets or something. There you go, torpedo door. So that will open up. You'll drop the torpedo, not drop it, but you'll send it down on a crane, to which it will be on a track of grippers, and it will extend not too far actually, because I can get rid of some of this and get rid of that, and then it needs to come forwards far enough that it clears the bottom of these stairs. So it'll slide forwards. So we'll get to here, and then a hard point will come whizzing along. It'll grab onto this, the track will release, and then it will go back, and then there'll be another track. Realistically, the end of the track only needs to be like as far along as I want the torpedoes to be stored. So this will be the entrance, right? And they'll go like that. And then the tube for launching will be beside it. Now the next problem is there's no track on the front. I wonder if there is somewhere that you can delete a spot for a track though. So microcontroller, sensors. How do I isolate the torpedo tube from the interior of the submarine? That is now the torpedo storage in here. And they can go right up to the wall. We can, I think, yeah, all of these can be stacked real close. You can carry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18 torpedoes on this submarine. And then it needs a door to get through into the next area. So we can put another wall through here, and it lines up pretty well for where the hard point is and where it'll have to be grabbed from. I'll try and leave this open, I think. Oh, I need to not like put a roof on it at all, because the door is right there, and I can't really move the door backwards. There's no other hard point to use, so I'm relying on the top hard point to move everything along. I don't need to lift up and down, which is good. I just need the track to run sideways. So there'll be one track that's powered. It can go the whole way along. I don't know how far along it needs to go. And then this will be connected to this hard point. And so that will just run along and grab it. Then there'll be a gripper on the other end. And that is to stabilize this side, or stabilize the whole thing, keep it straight. So that has to go the whole way as well. Once it's down in here, the hard point in here in this room. So yeah, this is kind of like, you could get in there if you needed to, but it's very clearly a stay out, keep clear area. Then I need a way for this hard point to be able to move through a door, basically. There's the only two things. I've got a gripper and a hard point, right? So we've slid it over into position with the hard point. Now we need to get it into a room that we can flood and pump water out of. And the only way we can properly connect onto it is with the gripper. And the gripper is in the floor. So I need this to suddenly become a sealed room. I've got it. So the gripper and the hard point are offset, right? Probably want to use the electric sliding hatch. So we'll position it with the gripper. Bring it right up to the door. So something will just need to push it through, which should be easy enough. I should be able to put like a thing on the back that can shove it all the way through, at least to where this is. So it will slide off the track if I'm not careful, but it won't matter exactly, because we're going to have tracks or grippers on the other side as well. And then we need another track, but they're linear kind, with a hard point. I need to move this forwards if possible. Why is Torpedo so hard? Oh, okay, I think I've got it. This is it. This chamber here with the torpedo in it right now is like my loading bay, my ammo rack of torpedoes. And then we have the hatch which comes into the tube. So this is the bit that can flood with water. And then there'll be another door at the other end. So what's going to happen is the door will open, then an arm will just give that a nudge. It doesn't need to be much, it just needs to run it through till it grabs onto the hard point. What? How did you get past the hard point? Oh, the track's too low. Take two. So, we open the door, probably like a piston, gives that a nudge. Maybe something more than a piston. Something gives it a nudge. It gets connected from this hard point, which then goes... We open the door, give that a nudge, the hard point grabs it, we go forwards, we stop, the door closes, the hard point releases. Hey, this isn't gonna work. No. And then the tracks can break and the hardpoint thing comes back to get the next one. And then the door on the front opens. That is most likely where the system that launches the torpedo is. So we'll need to grab it, bring it forwards. The door will open. Once the door is open, this will launch. And after it's launched, it'll come back all the way to here. The door will open again, and the next one will be picked up by the next track. It all makes sense. So I need to probably get rid of all these walls I've put in. The problem I'm facing right now is that I don't have any place for that to come out. Like, we're not at the front of the ship, so it's kind of not good. This is where a torpedo comes in to be loaded. They get stored off to the right-hand side or towards the center, and then when you want to launch it, it comes over to a track on the left-hand side, and then my system can go in here. Assuming I have enough space for all the doors. So the bottom of the hull is going to change quite a bit around here. I think I'm going to have to cut into the floor. No. Okay, all the torpedoes are now going down one block. Grr. So I'll use the door as the reference because I don't want to be moving the tracks all the time. Oh man, what a mission. What a mission to even figure it out. I hope that this bit of door doesn't need to be like closed. It probably does, doesn't it? Like this needs to be sealed. So anyway, here's my torpedo tube. Just curving off the top parts of it now, and I guess filling in the roof because it needs to be able to fill up with water. And yeah, I'm not sure about these doors. So this will fill up with water, the door will open, and the track runs all the way up to the top of the door, just before the door. Oh yeah, I need to drop this whole floor section down where the torpedoes can be loaded. Will a gripper go through the bottom of a door? Like if it's below it, can it get picked up? That would be really good. I think the moon pool's gonna interfere. So this is the launch track. It doesn't need to be back here. Back here we need a loading ramp or a loading track. We'll go through the whole motion of a new torpedo. It'll come with torpedoes, but a new torpedo. So this door will open, the torpedo will get lowered in with some kind of crane. It will connect to this gripper track, which obviously goes too far. Then something or someone will push it forwards through into this area where need to cut this wall out. And then a hard point will run along the top, move them over to the side, so we'll be able to get 8 or whatever it is in there. And then when it wants to launch one, it'll move it onto this track, and then I'll have something behind here. Just give it a little nudge, it'll slide forwards into the torpedo tube. Then when the torpedo tube, it'll either open the hatch or something will let water in. The door will open and then it can be launched, and it will zoom out forwards. The rough part is putting all these grippers in. Needs to cut into the ground a little bit, or cut into the floor a little bit here, I think. Yep, there's the moon pool door. The bit of the moon pool door we can see. See, I think the moon pool door can go forwards. That's why I'm not really worried about this. I am also still kind of on the fence about whether or not the moon pool door should open sideways in 2 split pieces. I kind of think that would be nicer, or even like, maybe not nicer, but potentially less janky, because I can just use hinges. I won't need to try and aim like a, what am I trying to say? If I convert the moon pool to hinges and use 2 sections that fold down left and right, it will mean that there's probably way less jank when that tries to close. Oh, I had them really close together, not 3 apart. Because 3 apart will leave a gap down the middle. So it's 1, 2, 3. We only need 2. 2 blocks between each track. There you go. So you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, potentially 9, potentially 18 torpedoes on this sub at once. Yeah, moon pool, I don't know, we'll do it again I suppose. This needs to just stop at the 2 tracks, and then this can be solid. I hope that's strong enough, because could put another track in, maybe. It would have been excellent if I could have this somewhere else. Okay, so I've just put in hard points. I put a hard point on the end of my track so that I can tell where I am. So each one of these hard points is directly over a track. If I give this linear track no power and spawn it in with one of the torpedoes on it. Torpedo, torpedo. Here's the torpedo. So we've dropped it through there. We go zhoosh. Oh, please don't blow up. Humans probably shouldn't be in here. Come back, torpedo. But they can get in there if they need to. I should be able to move this over now though. Come on. Oh, because the hard point. Hello? God damn it. When we want to like push this one along a little bit, we want to store one, this is a terrible demonstration. Oh, we need to release. You're just going to have to believe me. So we'll definitely be able to do this though. We'll be able to grab the torpedo, zoom it into here, move it across to any one of these storage bays, and then we want to fire it. We could be able to pick it up, shove it in here, fill this with water, and then yeet it out there. I'm going to finish one side before I try and copy it over to the other side. Performance warning. What do you mean? What do you mean a large number of physics shapes? I'll try and work out the logic for all this before the next episode, and hopefully all the torpedoes will just be able to move around Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.